Good morning students, welcome to GC Tech Hub CS tutorials. In today's lecture we are going to see some more prerequisites before we start with creating a presentation. So we will be discussing session 2 and 3 in the chapter digital presentation or presentation basics, and we will be using the software Microsoft PowerPoint for this purpose. And in this we are going to see how to create a presentation, save a presentation, close a presentation, and creating a basic presentation with minimum requirements. So let's move on to today's class. So these are the topics which we are going to see today. So firstly, we'll be opening our Microsoft PowerPoint software, as I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint 2016 version. So this is my view, the backstage view. So in order to create a presentation, the very first thing is we have to either select a template from here, or we can select a blank presentation. So as you can see, we already have some built-in templates and we can select any of those templates. So suppose I select this template over here, which is named as Wisp. So when I click on that, it gives me a small preview, and it also allows me to select various variants, various color themes. So I'm going to select this color theme here. So it just changes the background. So you can select any color theme and click on create. So this is my first slide inside, and you can see the title slide, which gives us a simple basic layout with a title and a subtitle. So you can click on this and you can just type anything here, like for example, welcome to Python programming. Suppose I just want to create a small tutorial presentation for Python programming. So I have just provided this title, and I can also give a basic subtitle. We shall be working with Python 3x. So this is a basic slide which I have created, where you can see a title and a subtitle. Now, first thing, how to save a presentation. So we can save a presentation very easily. You can see the quick access toolbar over here, where you can see a save button. Also, you can go to the file tab and select the save option. So we'll click on the save option. We'll go to browse, and here in this dialog box you can just select a suitable location. So all these you are already familiar with the save and save as option. So here I'm just going to go to any suitable location. Usually it gives me the default location as documents, but if I want, I can change the location also. So I'm changing the location, and I prefer saving everything in my docs. And here I'm going to save this presentation. So the presentation gets saved there. If you want, you can also see it, you can locate it. So we'll just go to the Explorer and we will select this Microsoft Teams class 9 folder. And here you'll be able to see welcome to Python programming, which we saved recently. So that was about saving it, and you can also see once you save your presentation, its name appears on the title bar. Next is how we can close a presentation. Now, closing a presentation, there are two options. One is, for closing a presentation, we have two options. First is close the currently open presentation. And second is exit Microsoft PowerPoint. So these are the two options which are there. One is to close the currently open presentation, and one is to exit Microsoft PowerPoint. So for that, how we'll be doing is, we will be going to the file tab here, and within the file tab you can see the close option. In 2016 version, 2013 version, you don't find an exclusive exit option over here. For that you need to use this. Now when I click on this close, it will only close the current application, but the outside parent PowerPoint window will be still open. If you close it from here, if you click on this red colored close button, this will altogether close the application PowerPoint, and you'll have to again open it by doing this doing the needful. Now you can see it appears in the recent list, so I can click on it and I can open it from there. So all the many new versions like Windows Office 2010 also provides you a recent option from where you can access the recently created or accessed PowerPoint uh, presentations. And in case of the newer versions, it already appears when you start the application. So this is about the first session, which is sorry, the second session, which is not much, creating, saving and closing presentation. The second is we are going to create a simple presentation using a template. So I'm going to close this application right now. So we'll go to file, we'll go to new, and from here we can search for some online templates. Like for example, I want to search something on education. Then just type education and it will open a number of different presentation options. Suppose I want to I can select any of those. For example, let me say lab safety. So I'm going to just click on this option and it gives me a small idea about what all things we can do in this. Click on create button. So here you will find a group of infographic slides which are already created, which already are formatted beforehand. So you will already find the basic things there according to its theme. Like the theme is lab safety. So generally there would be certain things related to, you can create this present, you can modify this presentation with respect to certain safety practices which you can do in the computer lab or any lab. So like you have lab safety, so I can just change this title and write here computer lab rules, and I can just write my name here just to notify that I am the teacher in charge and I am creating a presentation. I want to give a minimum presentation to the students regarding computer lab rules. Second is you can find that there are already a fixed number of slides. So this doesn't mean that you cannot add your slides. You can easily add your slides. So all you need to do is just click anywhere between the slides here. As you can see, I have clicked between slide 1 and 2. Go to the new slide option and you'll be able to enter a new slide. Now go to the layout and you can just select a suitable layout for this slide, and also you can provide a design to the slide. So we don't need that right now. So right now our work can suffice using this. So here it is, lab safety begins before you go to the lab. So this tagline is quite catchy. If you want, you can change this or else you can leave it like that. But you can always change the format of the text. So for this, we just need to select it and just follow the steps which we have been doing for other products of Microsoft, that is Word and Excel. So simple, you have to just go to the home tab and you will go to the font group. You'll find all these options, the basic formatting options which you can apply on this. If you want, you can change the font from here. Like I'm going to change the font to quick hand, and let me just change its decrease its font size. I can increase the font size, I can decrease the font size according to my requirement, and I can also change its color from here. So these are certain things which I can do. Even these are like customizing the presentation. Use this page to list two things you should do before going to the lab. So this is the place where you can just delete the content and you can start typing your own content. Like So you can just go on typing according to your requirement. So these are the already the formatting is there. You just need to fill in the data. Next, you can see this is a third slide which contains below include an image in each box. It could be a clip art, icon or picture of appropriate lab dress. Label each image using the text box provided. So we'll just try to now because we don't have any particular dressing for the lab, so I can just specify certain things like requirements, and here I can just change this and write the following are some of the basic requirements which you need before entering the computer lab. So what all are the requirements? I will first mention the requirements here. Shoes outside or shoes on rack. Then over here, no bags allowed. And sit roll number wise. So these are few things which we can provide, and we can also provide the related image, the picture associated with that. So how to do that? For that, what we can do is we can change the picture within this shape itself. So just click the shape. Now, as soon as you click the shape, the drawing tools tab will be activated. Go to format, go to shape fill, and from here go to picture. So you can select some images using Bing image search, like for example shoe rack. So just I can write shoe icon PNG. So this will give me a shoe icon. So you'll get a shoe icon over here. So I think this one is appropriate. So I can select that, click on insert, and this box is replaced by the shoe icon. Next is no bags allowed. I can also again go back to shape fill, go to pictures, and bags not allowed icon PNG. So this will probably give me a bag with a cross symbol on it. So we can just select any suitable image, or we can always do that by, like, we already have a bag here. I saw a bag, so I can click on a bag, and I can click on this cross or this critical symbol. So I'll just click on these two and click on insert. So you can see that right now I'm getting only one image over here. I need the image of a bag, so I can again go to insert online pictures, and I can just type school bag, and this will give me the school bag icon, which I can select and enter. So I got a very large bag icon. So what you can do is you can just set the bag to be placed over here, and you can just set it almost to the size equal to the previous one and just send it back. So I'll go to this picture tools format option. Over here I will be selecting send backward. So I'll just click on send backward, or I'll just click on the drop down and click on send to back. So this just sends the back to the background, and you can easily see that it shows that it is clearly indicating that bags are not allowed in the lab. Sit roll number wise. So for this also I will be selecting something. I'll go to picture, students icon PNG. So sitting roll number wise, I can select this option over here. Okay, we cannot download the picture. There are certain pictures which don't allow such downloads. So you can always change your preference, and it will just change according to that. So this way you can just enter the images. So already placeholders are created. All you need to do is just change them in place. Then in the third slide, you can already see this is a smart art graphic, smart art list graphic which is inserted. So here also you can just change the text like any safe lab practice. Switch off the, sorry, properly shut down, or shut down the computer properly. Shut down the PC properly. Second one, do not switch off the power supply before shutdown. You can see that there is text which appears like this, so you can just increase its size a little bit to accommodate the text, and you can also increase it this side also. Third lab practice is open the windows. Windows should always be open in case there is a power failure, or if there shouldn't be any suffocation, or in case there is any kind of a short circuit, because we are dealing with so many electronic devices in the computer lab. Hence there is always a possibility of any type of mishap or hazard due to electricity, so we should always keep that in mind. Hence keep the windows open and always have fire safety. So these are certain things in which you can change your presentation, you can change the content on your presentation. Then using infographic slides, so these type of slides where you see data, where data is properly organized, these are known as infographic slides. Inserting text box, we can insert a text box anywhere in our slide. Like I'm going to the third one. So from here you can see in the home tab you find this option over here, that is in the drawing group, and you also find it in the insert group, text box. So from here you can just select it, just click and drag a text box, and you can type something. Welcome to, in the event of a lab accident, always have uh, always have fire safety, CO2 cylinder in the lab in case of fire. So I can also change this to and make it into a subscript by going to this dialog box, make it subscript, click on OK, and this way I can insert a text box also anywhere I like, and I can also format the text inside the text box. So these all things you already know, how to format text in a text box, how to insert a text box and all. And finally adding titles and subtitles also we have already seen. So this is a basic presentation which we can create in PowerPoint. So in my next lecture which I upload, you will find how to engage your audience by creating a basic application. Like for example, if you want to, the basic rule of a presentation is always to use uh, less text and more graphics. So we find we should have less text and we should have more graphics in our on our slide. So for this purpose, and mostly if even if you are using text should be always in the form of bullet points, which only highlight the main and important idea. And any concept of or idea, if you want to explain to your audience, you should try to make it pictorially. That is, try to create a simple animation in PowerPoint to engage your audience. So we'll take a small example which will allow us to do that. Like for example, ecosystem. Now What is ecosystem? So firstly, I will tell you about what is ecosystem. That is a basic environment within which we have a combination of living and non-living things, as we have already studied in the chapter green skills. So we have living as well as non-living things, and all living and non-living things, they are coexistent, they are dependent on each other for their own sustainable development. So we'll first find out, like, if you have any kind of a concept which you want to present to your audience, how we will be doing that. So here we see a basic blank slide which consists of ecosystem, and it has a definition. Now, to explain it to the audience, what we can do is we can just create another slide which contains a pictorial depiction. So an ecosystem is a geographical area where plants, animals and other organisms as well as weather and landscape work together to form a bubble of life. So to understand this, we need to create a new slide, and we will go to layout and select a blank layout, and from here we can just provide a kind of a background. Like, for example, we need a geographical area, so an ecosystem is a combination of living as well as non-living things. So we'll try to look for some non-living things like mountains, rivers, trees. Trees are living things, sorry, rocks. Let's try to get that. So we'll go to online pictures and we'll find here, we'll search here mountain, and mountain we can just type here clip art, and we'll go to type and we'll select transparent backgrounds. So you can see over here some clip arts are there with some trees, so we can insert that. So we have a mountain in the background and we have some trees. Then we need a river. So we'll go to insert, we'll go to this. We want a pond clip art, and you can find a small pond over here. So we'll click on that and click on insert, and this gives us a pond as well, right? And so, and then maybe a sun, so we can just go for that sun clip art, and you can find some images of a sun also, so we'll just click on any of that and we can place the sun right over here. Now we want some rocks, so we'll go to insert, click on rocks, maybe 2-3 different types of rocks we can select from here, and we can click on OK, and we get all these rocks like this. We're just going to click on them and give it a uniform size. So we'll select them and we'll just resize them to manageable sizes, and I'll place a rock here and I'll place a rock there and maybe some small rocks here and there. So I'll place a rock this side, and now maybe we can also give a background that is a kind of a bluish background. So I'll go to design, and from here we'll go to format background and we'll go to a gradient background, and you can easily see that it takes automatically takes a sky background from here, and I think that is sufficient. And you also need soil, so for soil we can just go to insert and we can just type here soil clip art, and from here you can just select any image which represents soil, and let us just provide it in the background, and let's send it to the back. So we have sent it to the back, and now we have a minimum layout over here which appears very beautifully on the full screen view, as you can see here. And maybe some animals also we can get. So we'll go to online pictures and we can get ducks swimming in the lake or in the pond. So you can always provide like ducks swimming in case you want a kind of that clip art. So we can just have this duck here. You can have some images like this and we'll just insert them. So here we have just inserted some images, so we can just also insert them here just to show a variety of animals in the ecosystem. Just show a variety of animals in the ecosystem and maybe some other animals also, some land animals, some water animals. So maybe I can just show deer over here. So this way you can insert as many pictures as you want just to show a diversity. Okay, so this is a deer which I have inserted. So deer could be over here, and this way you can insert as many as you want. And the next thing lies in animating them. So how we can animate them? We can just go to animations pane, and this ribbon, it allows us all the effects which we can apply for our animation. So we'll click on animation pane, and right now I'm just, because we are already going to discuss this in detail later on in the chapter, so I'll just give you a basic idea about this, like what all things, how we are going to animate everything. So what we can do is just click Ctrl A to select every item, every object on your slide, and just select any of the suitable effects from here, suitable entrance effects. So we will just select float in. So now all of them are appearing at the same time. So what we are going to do is we will just select all of them, click on the first one, press and hold down the shift key and select the last one. Now we'll go to this timing group, and from here we will select after previous. So when you click on after previous, it forms a basic presentation. So we'll just start the slideshow by by clicking on this button, which will start the slideshow from the current slide. And you'll be able to see how all the different things they appear. So this is how you can easily create a basic animation. So this way you can show, you can all other elements like weather also you can include here. You can include a few more animals, some carnivorous animals like tiger, lion, some other herbivorous animals. So some more trees and some other creatures like frogs and all, which are amphibians. You can also show rains, you can also show some clouds in the sky, you can also uh, depict the change of weather. So all these things are like you can create in your presentation, and to give a better effect you can also insert a change of weather GIF image. So we'll go to insert, we'll go to online pictures, and from here we can just insert weather animated GIF. Let's see if we get some suitable images. Or we can easily just see if this works or not. So for doing that, if you are not getting a suitable animated image from here, or Google is the best source for inserting any suitable animated image. So I'm going to just select Sky time lapse animated GIF. So this way I can get a GIF image of change of sky. So maybe this one would look very good. So I'm going to download this. So I have already, after a lot of searching, I found out a suitable image. So we'll go to insert pictures and we'll go to that location where my image is. And this image we can just set it to cover the entire screen. And that should do it, and just set it to the background. And now we will just see it on the full screen. So you can see how all the things appear on top of this. So this also you can just, and you also don't need a sun, because many times you will also have GIF images which contain sunlight also. So that would give a kind of a nice, at least your audience will be engaged by this, and the concept of changing weather is also going to be pretty much clear to them. So this is how you can create a basic presentation which can put a good impression on your audience. So that's all in today's class. Here we learned how to create a basic presentation, how to save it, close it, and also how you can use simple animation effects of PowerPoint to create a basic animation to engage your audience properly. So with this I end today's class. We will again meet in the next class. Thank you everyone.